Welcome back, Ink Chasers, to my collection DVDs Part 3. I am probably going to make this one a little bit longer because I really don't want to stretch this to a fourth video. So let me get right to this. You've already seen this one in my Q&A, but if you haven't seen it, here's Transylvania 65000, signed by Ed Begley Jr. and Jeff Goldblum. And again, here's the great Ray Harryhausen. This one on his seventh voyage of Sinbad, and Kerwin Matthews and Catherine Grant Crosby. Again, Ray Harryhausen on Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Here I've got also Jane Seymour, who is pictured here, and Peter Mayhew, who signed Chewbacca as well, but he was the Minotaur. Now, I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you. Comment down below if you have. You get somebody signed and they put the wrong character name. I guess he's just so used to doing Chewbacca that he doesn't get the other characters very well often. Ray Harryhausen again. This one's the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. And John Philip Law, who played Sinbad. Here I've got Stand By Me, Jerry O'Connell, Will Wheaton. The Stand by Patrick Kilpatrick. The Rocketeer and Jennifer Connelly. Serenity by Alan Tudyk. I'm not sure if I might be mispronouncing that, but oh well. Total Recall, signed by Ronny Cox, Robert Picardo, and Mark Alamillo. Sick Girl, signed by Angela Bettis. She started to sign in like a purple pen or purple Sharpie, and it, I don't know, it wasn't looking great, so she went over it in black, which is, I mean, I'm glad to have the signature, but it, you know. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Here we have Carolyn Williams, Tom Savini, Ken Everett, Bill Moseley, Larry Johnson, Bill Johnson, who was Leatherface, and that was all on that one. Saving Private Ryan, Vin Diesel. A lot of people don't remember that he was in that movie. Very small part. Time Bandits, Kenny Baker, Mike Edmonds. That's another great one. Sleepwalkers by Stu Charno, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Here we have Storm of the Century. This one's signed over here by Kerry Gamble, who did all the storyboards for the movie. And he's also a comic artist. The Ring by Brian Cox and David Chase, who was the main little girl. Survivor Season 1 by Jeff Probst, Rudy, who was, let's see, there's Rudy, there's Susan Hawk, and winner Richard Hatch. Kind of see it over there. Phantasm, Reggie Bannister and Angus Scrimm. Another great movie, Once Were Warriors. Here, Tamaru Morrison and Raina Owen. Pumpkin, Christina Ricci. Pet Cemetery, and they're supposed to be making a new movie of this, and it looks just as frightening as the original, but it's signed by Denise Crosby, who played the mom. Pitch Black, Vin Diesel. One of the best movies ever, May, signed by Angela Bettis. Mystery Men, signed by Bob Bergen, who was the writer, creator, and artist of the original Mystery Men comics. Never Been Kissed, signed by Lily Sobieski. Why she split it, I don't know. And David Arquette. The New Guy, signed by Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins is a super nice guy. New Best Friend by Dominic Swain. That's her pictured. The I guess second Planet of the Apes remake, or yeah, first remake, second, I don't know. Anyway, Linda Harrison, Glenn Shaddix. We have Linda Harrison signed Cart, well, a woman in Cart down here. I don't know why she didn't keep it together. Then Anne Ramsey. Mallrats, Kevin Smith, Brian Johnson, Jason Mewes. Then we have George Romero's Land of the Dead. Alright, we have George Romero, Tom Savini, Eugene Clark. I'm trying to remember who. Yeah, there's some more. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank on some of the names. Robert Joy. This one is Sean Roberts. Yeah. We have Punisher by Thomas Jane and John Travolta. The original Night of the Living Dead. George Romero, John Russo, Marilyn Eastman. This one is Judith O'Dea. Bill, I forgot the last name. First Zombie, Russ Stevenson, Kieran Schlam, and George Kosanova. Then the Night of the Living Dead remake, Bill Moseley, Tom Savini. Things are falling off. Lolita, the remake, Dominic Swain. Langoliers, Dean Stockwell. UHF, Weird Al. We have The Score, Frank Oz, Robert De Niro. Sorority Boys by Mark Ralston. Tart by Dominic Swain. And this one, for the longest time, I did not realize that she wrote on the inside. I'd gotten it back, TTM, and put it right into my DVD covers, but then she realized when I was pulling them out, this is not me in the photo. Weird, huh? She was the starring role, but apparently they used a model to take the picture. Small Soldiers by Robert Picardo. Sleepy Hollow, we got Jeffrey Jones, Christina Ricci, and Ray Park, who was the actual Headless Horseman whenever he didn't have his head. Reservoir Dogs, Michael Madsen, Jennifer Connelly in Requiem for a Dream. Rain of Fire, Alexander Siddig. Rose Red, Kimberly J. Brown, or Kim Brown. No. Tron. We have Cindy Morgan and Bruce Boxleiter. Vertical Limits, Chris O'Donnell, Alexander Siddig. War Games, Matthew Broderick and Barry Corbin. Triple X, Vin Diesel. I actually had these in order at one point and they just kind of went crazy. Last Castle, Robert Redford. Now this one I've heard is secretarial, but I don't know. I haven't gotten anything ever actually authenticated, so I can't say. Still in the collection. Jennifer Connelly and Frank Oz from The Labyrinth. Glory, Ethan Phillips, Matthew Broderick. Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, Paul Dini, Kevin Smith, Brian Johnson, Jason Mewes, Carrie Fisher. Venting the Abbots, Jennifer Connelly. Intern, Dominic Swain, Joan Rivers. The Fly and The Fly 2, Jeff Goldblum. The original The Fly and Return of the Fly, David Hedison, Brett Halsey. Forsaken, there's Isabella Miko, Kerr Smith, and I will have a hard time pronouncing her name every time. It's, I think, Pina Okrichi. So it's the this girl that's actually pictured. Face Off, Dominic Swain, John Travolta, Thomas Jane. Schoolhouse Rocks. He signed these here for my boys. This is the one of the creators and artists, Phil Kimmelin, and he signed that one, and that one, and that one. Pete's Dragon, the original, signed by Pete, which is Sean Marshall, Shelley Winters, Jeff Conway, Helen Reddy, Gene Keane, and Robert Easton. The one that I really wanted to get on there, and he canceled at the show that I was going to, was Mickey Rooney, and then he passed away shortly after, so never did get him on there. G.I. Joe, Valor vs. Venom. We have Michael Donaldson, Kevin Donaldson, brothers, they were voices. Same thing here, both of them there. And then we have Terrell Rothery and Paul Newson. Star Wars New Hope, Anthony Daniels and Jeremy Bulloch. Empire Strikes Back, Jeremy Bulloch, Anthony Daniels. Now these were just extra autograph tickets I had for them, so that's why you see these on these. Anthony Daniels, Garrick Hogan. Alright, Phantom Menace, Anthony Daniels, Ray Park, Frank Oz, Kenny Baker, and Jerome Blake. Attack of the Clones, Kenny Baker, Daniel Logan, Anthony Daniels, Frank Oz, and Bonnie Pierce. Return of the Sith, we have Anthony Daniels, and I keep forgetting his name, Captain Tarple, and yeah, that one I can't remember either. It was the same ones as from the other video. G.I. Joe, this is Wally Burr, who was the voice director of all the G.I. Joe cartoons. Winnie the Pooh, Howard Morris, again, he signed Ernest T. Bass, which is a character from Andy Griffith. He was actually the voice of the owl. Nightmare Before Christmas, Glenn Shaddix, who played the mayor. Christina's House, Allison Lang, and she wrote a little note, wish you all the best. Christine, it's very hard to see. Well, here's Stu Charo. This is John Carpenter, who was signed in person, but John Stockwell signed right up here. And then, like I said, it is hard to see. He did sign it again on the inside. Carlito's Way, Al Pacino. Career Opportunity, Barry Corbin, Jennifer Connelly, Frank Wiley. This one did, unfortunately, smudge. Comic Book the Movie, Kevin Smith, Arlene Sorkson, Paul Dini. Color of Night, Brad Dourif. Con Air, we have Colomini. Crazy Beautiful, Bruce Davison and John Stockton. Children of the Corn, Courtney Gaines. Going too fast, trying to hurry and mixing up my words. Carrie, Sissy Spacek, John Travolta. Cujo, Ed Lauder, D. Wallace Stone, Beautiful Mind, Jennifer Connelly. Again, this was back before there was really the different color, like the gold Sharpie, so I had it signed in gold paint pen, and it started kind of messing up at the beginning. I was hoping, you know, since it was all the gold foil, gold would look great. It does, but the paint pen was messing up at the beginning. Alright, Alien Resurrection, Brad Dourif, Ron Perlman, Aliens, Mark Ralston, Jeanette Goldstein, Alien, Veronica Cartwright, Creepshow 2, Lois Childs, Tom Savini, Friday the 13th. This is part 1 and part 2. We have Mark Alamo, Tom Savini, Betsy Palmer, Stu Charo. We have Ari Lohman, who was the first Jason. He played the Jason Kid, and he wrote Kill Her, Mommy, Kill Her. Alright, Muppets Take Manhattan, signed by Joan Rivers. Inspector Gadget, Matthew Broderick. Jersey Girl, Kevin Smith. Joan of Arc, Lily Sobieski. Again, she signed it in like a red or like a brown Sharpie. Knock Around Guys, Vin Diesel. Glass House, Lily Sobieski. Graveyard Shift, Brad Dourif. Clerks, the animated series, Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Paul Dini. The Crow, signed by James O'Barr and Baleen. I don't know if I get that in there. There we go. And James O'Barr is the creator of The Crow, and he drew a little halo around him. Chasing Amy, Kevin Smith, Brian Johnson, Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes is kind of hard to see. There we go. Clerks 2, Kevin Smith. Clerks, Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes. 10 Things I Hate About You, Larissa. No, wait, sorry. This is Julia Stiles. Addams Family Value, Mercedes McNabb, Christina Ricci, Angelica Houston. Addams Family, Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci, Mercedes McNabb. American Wolf in London, David Naughton. Oh, jeez. At Pupil, Bruce Davison, Brad Renfro. Bless the Child, Christina Ricci, Jimmy Schmitz. Bully, these are sticking together. Brad Renfro. Boondock Saints, Sean Patrick Flannery. One of the best movies ever. Then we have Big Trouble, Rene Russo, Zoe Deschanel. Dragonheart, Dina Meyer, Brian Thompson. Donnie Brasco, Al Pacino, Michael Marston, Donnie Darko, David Chase, Daredevil, Kevin Smith, Devil's Rejects. We have Lou Templeton. We have Bill Moseley and Sid Haig. Dark Crystal. We have in the gold. We have Frank Oz. It's kind of hard to see, and Mike Quinn. Day of the Dead. We have Howard Sherman, George Romero, Tom Savini, Joe Pilato, I guess, and Antonio Dials. Dawn of the Dead remake, Tom Savini. Drawing Flies, Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes. Oh, I forgot what his name is. Scott Mosley. Clockwork Orange. We have Malcolm McDowell, Debs, Jeff Schultz, Love of the Game, Kevin Costner, and Kelly Preston. Oh, there's the other one. Major League, Bob Uecker and Rene Russo. Field of Dreams, Darwin Brown, James Earl Jones, Kevin Costner. Halloween Remake, Malcolm McDowell. Faust, Jeffrey Combs, and the artist, creator of the comic book, Tim Weigel, and he did a little Faust sketch. Ghostbusters, we have, where to go? Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts. Again, Ernie Hudson and Annie Potts. Don't know why they signed it almost on top of each other, but Hellraiser, Ashley Lawrence. Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone. G.I. Joe, the movie, Jack Angel, Ed Bowen. Fast and the Furious, Vin Diesel. I think that one turned out pretty nice in the gold. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, we have Matthew Broderick, Alan Rusko, or Rusk, I guess, sorry. Get Shorty, Rene Russo, and John Travolta. The original Halloween, John Carpenter. Big Trouble Little China, John Carpenter, Gerald Akasoma. Pinocchio, the voice of Pinocchio, Dickie Jones. Little Mermaid, Renee Auberjonois, who was the cook. Planet of the Apes, Linda Harrison, Nova. Oh, that was Beneath Planet of the Apes, sorry. This is Escape from the Planet of the Apes. This is Ricardo Montalban and William Windom. Conquest of the Apes for Ricardo Montalban. Walking Dead, Jennifer Connelly. Or Walking Dead, sorry. This is kind of a cool little documentary. It talks about different horror movie bad guys called The Boogeyman. Signed by Brad Dourif, who was the voice of Chucky. Warwick Davis, who was the Leprechaun here. And Kane Hodder, who was one of the Jasons. Domestic Disturbance, John Travolta. Jennifer Connelly, The Hot Spot. Spy Game, another Robert Redford that's questionable. Cabin Fever, Celeste Valentine, I think is what her name is. Vicious, Bill Moseley, Brink Stevenson, Tom Savini. Roman, Angela Bettis. Vulgar, Kevin Smith, Brian Johnson, and Jason Mewes. Blair Witch Part 2, signed on the inside by Jeffrey Donovan. Posse by Richard Grant. Chronicles of Riddick by David Palfy. And I thought I had Vin Diesel on there, but I guess not. This was the little promo thing they were giving out for the Dead Zone that he signed whenever I met him. They were giving him away. Candyman Part 2, Farewell to the Flesh, Veronica Cartwright, and Kelly Bowen. It's hard to see her. She signed it in a ballpoint pen. Kind of put some glare on it. Sorry for the cut there. I ran out of space. My video, that was telling me my video is going too long. These here, I'm going to go through these pretty quick because I'm planning on doing upcoming evolution of a signature on these, but these are Robin Williams. Here's Hook. What Dreams May Come. Jumanji. Aladdin. And Popeye. Alright, if you stuck with me this long, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know which ones your favorite ones were. Let me know what you think on some of these. And as always, thanks for watching.